Welcome to the Southwark Cathedral Podcast. We're doing something a little bit different today. Rather than the Dean bringing in a guest, you've got two of us who are actually here Monday to Sunday. I'm Canon Kathryn, I'm the Canon Presenter, and today I'm wearing my other hat as the chapter safeguarding lead. And I'm in the company of a new member of the Cathedral team, Morter, who joined us just a few weeks ago. He's joined as Cathedral Safeguarding Officer, and I think that's fabulous, but I know that some of you listening may think that safeguarding has become a bad news story for the Church. It's an unpleasant reminder of the things that we wish were different, the things that we got wrong, and others who might be slightly more enthusiastic are perhaps suffering from safeguarding fatigue and wondering whether it's something that we need to carry on talking about. We've just had Safeguarding Sunday, and indeed Neil was commissioned to his new role, as were the three volunteer safeguarding representatives who are part of our congregation. And that's our opportunity to look at safeguarding as a shared responsibility. But there's all sorts of other things going on as well, and you won't be surprised that my answer to the question, do we need to carry on with this, is actually a really unapologetic yes. Both because it matters in itself and because over the next year it's going to be a really big priority for us here in Southwark, both in the diocese and the cathedral, as we're going to be part of an audit that is over 5 years covering every diocese and every cathedral in the Church of England, designed to make sure that everything's as safe as we can make it. So Neil's appointment's part of the preparation for that. So Neil, tell us a bit more about you and about what you're doing here and what's actually good news about safeguarding.
Thank you, Catherine. And yeah, it's very nice to be here. And as I keep telling everyone, the whole of the cathedral has been very welcoming to me, not just the people in the offices, but just meeting the congregation on Safeguarding Sunday. It was such a nice atmosphere for me. So this feels like a good fit as Cathedral Safeguarding Officer. Without it sounding like a job description, my role is to make sure I'm listening out, looking out for risk assessing, looking out for those little areas of concern across the cathedral where somebody's well-being or welfare may be at risk. It sounds more serious than a lot of it is for most people. What we're asking for the congregation, for people around the cathedral, is just to look out for those little things that concern them, that worry them. And then to flag it up. Just come and talk to one of the cathedral reps, the safeguarding reps who could be there on the Sunday, one of the clergy, any of the helpers, any of the volunteers, or come and find me. There's going to be a lot of posters around. Sadly, my face will be on some of those posters, but they will have my contact details as well. And you can come and give me a call, talk to me, let me know what your concerns are. One of the biggest things I've noticed about the cathedral is very welcoming obviously to the congregation, but also to our visitors, our tourists that come by and stop in. But that brings its own vulnerabilities. It means we need to be looking out for who's coming into the cathedral, who's around at all times. And the cathedral has long opening hours, early in the morning to in the evening when there's events going on. So it's just keeping that sharp eye open for what's going on around us. Because unfortunately, like a lot of different organisations, we will sometimes attract that sort of person who wants to come close to any of our vulnerable groups, our children, our people who are looking for support, for friends, someone to talk to. And we want to make sure they're getting the right support from the right area. So we are doing a lot over the next 6 to 9 months, making sure people are aware of what we want from them. And it's not going to be a really taxing ask. It is very much keep an eye on things throughout the cathedral. And then, Catherine, you and I will be doing lots of things behind the scenes, which will just pull it all together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say a bit more about the training we're looking at.
Yeah, because one of the things that we did on Safeguarding Sunday was we commissioned the whole congregation to do that thing of looking out for one another, because safeguarding isn't just for people who've got it in their job title. It's something that unless we all do it, it can't work. I mean, I think sometimes people think about it a bit like a defibrillator, so it's good that it exists, but we really don't want to use it and we'll leave it to the experts. And that's absolutely not how it needs to be. So we offer quite a lot of training, don't we? There is one level of training that anyone can do online, absolutely just out of general interest, and to help you kind of switch on your senses and think about what safeguarding might look like. But there's also quite a bit more formal training that is carried out. Again, some of it's available online, some of it is in person, and we've had some really, really good responses to that over the past few years. I was going to tell you how many people we've trained, but can I find that? No, of course I can't. There are a lot of them. Good. So over the past year, we've had 55 have done the foundations training, which is your sort of entry level, and that you can do online. 15 have done leadership, and that will be people who are heading up a team within the cathedral or a team of volunteers. We've done domestic abuse awareness training. 24 people have done that, and 3 have done safer recruitment. So that's quite a lot. And actually, all your senior leaders here, they've all done the senior leadership training, which was very, very intensive, but really interesting and engaging. And it doesn't involve kind of pass or fail assessments, but it makes you think outside the box and certainly keeps helping me remember that safeguarding isn't just about somebody in a dodgy looking dirty raincoat trying to lure a child down a dark passageway. It could be anything, and if you're uneasy in a relationship or a conversation, just to have antennae tuned is probably quite a good thing. So that's where we've been. But Neil, what does safeguarding really mean for you, and how did you get involved?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I've just finished my leadership training today, which was a brilliant course, did that face-to-face, but all my other training was self-managed online, and it's probably some of the best training I've had in 20 years. It's very well put together package, so shout out to the National Safeguarding team. It's really informative and really interactive.
That's
so that
encouraging, isn't it? Yeah.
For me, that was good, because
Yeah.
I thought, would I be going through the same thing again? And it
Yeah.
was something new for me every time I did a different course. But what brought me to this is something, and you'll know this, it's something I feel very passionate about, is looking out for people, supporting people. I've done this sort of role for about 20 years, and again, we've had this conversation. I like to keep it quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
I recognise that the term safeguarding, terms child protection, can be quite intimidating for people. It's quite a scary term. So I look at it more as welfare, well-being for the people we're looking out for. And that could be anyone we interact with within the cathedral, our visitors, our choirs, our congregation, the people in the offices. We all need support at some time or another. And something that I've really learned since coming here, because I've just come from 2 large charities, is that the cathedral is a charity in itself.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people realise that. And the sad thing is the perception of charities by the public can go down as well as up. And that can make a huge difference on our reputation, our fundraising. And as we've seen in the past, I would refer back to something like the Oxfam scandal about 10 years ago, where they had a major safeguarding issue. The fallout of that is they lost over £15 million worth of fundraising.
Gosh.
People lost their jobs.
Yeah.
There was a good chance that Oxfam would fold, which really rippled across all charities, because they realised that they're not as strong and stable as they always thought they would be.
Yeah.
And that very much resonates with the Church of England.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've lost an archbishop, haven't we?
Exactly.
So
hundreds and hundreds
we can't
of
be
years.
Complacent.
Yeah. We've always thought we're solid and we can get through everything. And as the years progress, people's view of the church changes. And because of social media, because of the press, because of news reports, it's very obvious what's going on in pockets across the Church of England. So sometimes we have to be quite selfish and just think, this is our pocket, which is the cathedral, and it's the cathedral we're looking out for first and foremost, and hoping that that ripples across the rest of the diocese and the rest of the Church of England. If we put ourselves up there, we want to be looking out for everybody that we interact with, and hopefully make a huge difference to someone's life just by saying, I notice they're a bit upset, I'm a bit worried about this person, I heard this rumour, and just come and talk to someone, and hopefully we can make that change.
Oh, I do hope so. I mean, we are quite vulnerable as an organisation because we want to be welcoming. I mean, we make a big thing of being, our tagline is making space for love with heart, mind and soul. We've always been a very inclusive cathedral, and I guess that means that we do want anyone to walk through our doors, but that means that anyone could walk through our doors, and that's not always going to be, as you've suggested, for the right reasons. So helping ourselves to be the best version of ourselves is really what it's about, isn't it?
Very much so. I mean, we are a cathedral, and different to being a church where we very much have the congregation and the choir, but that's very much contained. As a cathedral, we are a public space. Even this week we have events going on. We are drawing in the tourists around London, around London Bridge. They're coming in, they're paying to see things which have nothing to do with faith, nothing to do with the Church of England, but they are in our space, and we want to make sure they have a good time, they are safe, but everyone who stays with the church is also staying. It's not a small task, is it? It's not. And we're a small cathedral, and it's not a small task. And it's a lot of work to do, but that's for myself and you to work through. But we can only do it with the help of all our volunteers, our congregation, our people that support the cathedral. So, I mean, I guess one of the things that I'm relying on you for in the coming months is looking at all of the policies, looking at all the who's done this training, who ought to do that training, all those processes. But that's not really what it's about, and that's not what the audit's about. You know, it's not in any way really an exercise in record keeping or tick boxes or anything like that. It is just about helping everybody to be as safe as they possibly can, so that we can be, as we would want to be, a safe and inclusive space where no matter what's happening for you in your life, whether it's a great year or a rubbish year, you can come and feel that Southwark is somewhere you can be yourself, and you will be looked after if that's what you need, because we can all be vulnerable from time to time. You know, I think, again, people tend to think, oh, vulnerable adults might mean, I don't know, someone with learning difficulties or something like that. But actually, you know, if my mum's died last night and my other half's lost a job, I'm going to be vulnerable in a way that, vulnerable.
You know, a way that I wouldn't have been a week ago. So it's both all of us looking out for one another, but also all of us recognising that it could be us. Yeah,
very much so. A lot of us wouldn't even expect ourselves to be vulnerable until that last minute when something happens to us. And all the policies, training processes in the world is a great foundation, but until we're all buying into it and we're all part of that, then that's the bit that makes the difference. It's the people. And people is what it's all about. I think it is a good news story, you know. I really do. I think it is, and I'm in a dream job for me, because I get to see people, I get to talk to people, and hopefully people will come and talk to me. And that's really what I want from my job. That's where I know I've done a good job, is when people are telling me things. So he said it in front of all of you who are listening. Neil is up for conversations. Please. His face is all over the cathedral. It isn't a wanted poster, but if you'd like a conversation, do come and find him. We think that safeguarding matters, and we're glad that we're doing what we can to make our processes ever better.